We usually talk about two kinds of people when things don't get done. The lazy kind of people, and then there's the perfectionists. But I think there is a third kind of person that doesn't get talked about. These are the people who were not lazy. They didn't get stuck. They actually stopped when they got good enough. I think a lot about problems. That's what this channel is all about, trying to solve problems. I think it is one of life's greatest tragedies when a problem that could get solved doesn't. You know how to solve that problem, but for some reason you stop. Let me give you a very bro example. You're trying to solve the problem of how to lose some fat. You do some research, learn what to eat. You eventually figure it out, and because you're a rock star, you end up losing the fat. You have succeeded, but the work is not done though. You must continue to eat for the rest of your life. And what happens if you're bored? That's the sticking point. You plateau psychologically. There's a particular breed of human being who is able to stay disciplined. I can eat cardboard and ice chips for the rest of my life and suffer. I don't care. But that tends to build resentment, and I don't want to live a life like that. You could just call this stubbornness. It's not as though you are so stubborn that you're refusing to change your ways even though you're wrong. It's a different kind of stubborn. A stubborn that refuses to be bad again. You've come a long way. To change things now, to reimagine the diet so it's something that you enjoy, sounds risky. That is entering into uncertain territory. What if I undo everything? That is also stubbornness, but it is stubbornness to admit that the solution you found out was only partial. There's more problems to be solved. There's more value that you could be adding. And this is where I would like to bring in a phrase that I made up. Feel free to use it if you like. I call it creativity recursion. When your work becomes about your work. Think about Inception. It is a dream within a dream. But in this case, you get good at something. You become competent at it, and then you no longer start doing that thing. You start talking about doing that thing. The trickiest thing about this, why it's different than procrastination, we're going to call this Procrastination 2.0, because you've done something. It feels really productive to start talking about doing that thing that you did. But you're not doing anything more. I feel resentful when I start doing this. I wonder if you might feel the same way, if others have felt the same way. I was following a guy named Ali Abdaal back in the day. He's been a YouTube OG from the very beginning. He had all sorts of really cool videos on taking notes and the different apps that he would use. In the beginning, he was this goofy med student. I watch his videos now, though. He's sort of got a YouTube university vibe going of how to build a bigger YouTube channel. This guy, he is optimizing. He is dialed in, and he's got his market figured out. I am personally invested in this because I am sort of concerned when the work becomes explaining the system rather than continuing the journey. You see this in fitness a lot. A guy gets super jacked. He stops training and starts teaching training. I'm interested in the business that I'm building myself. I make these pretty videos, and I'm trying to solve problems in modern life, selfishly for myself, but hopefully to provide some value for guys who are struggling with similar problems. You fellas. This is where the whole Inception thing comes into play. The thumbnail of a video teaching you how to make the proper thumbnail. If you go far back enough on any of those people's careers, they were probably doing something different. They had probably gained a certain amount of recognition and competency at what they were doing. And at some point, being good at that thing became more rewarding than moving past it. Once you find your thing, I don't think that there is anything wrong with it. But if you solve a problem and have the opportunity to solve problems that are farther past that, I don't think any of us would call that progress. You got good, and then you stopped. First off, congratulations. I'm really happy for you, brother. Maybe you also feel stuck, and I don't want you to feel like that is wrong. I don't want to get stuck solving one particular problem. And the way that I want to look at that competency of being able to solve those problems is not as a finish line, but as a checkpoint. You're on the right track, but don't stop. You are not stuck. The kind of productivity bros who are watching this, you're not the lazy kind, but maybe you've done all the right things, and you're still not feeling like you're quite doing what you need to be doing. I think it's because you might have stopped when you just got good. Since I'm mulling this over, as always, I will leave you only with a question, for I don't have all the answers. If you had to take one embarrassing step this week, what is it?